Okay, cool.
We are really out of practice.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, wow.
Okay, wow.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Patreon episode of Find Your Beach, coming at you live from the bunker.
We're back at the house.
The original bunker.
Well, this isn't the original bunker. The original bunker is in L.A.
That's true.
But we're back at the apartment because Rosebud keeps pooping her pants.
I can't help it. I get excited. Who doesn't poop their pants when they're excited?
Hey, patrons, I have a quick question. Should I get my hair fixed? Rosebud's been bullying me a lot lately.
I haven't been bullying him.
And some people are like, Andy, I think it looks good. I think you have a good bald head. But
Who said that?
Yasser Lester, the girl I'm dating.
The girl you're dating.
What?
The girl you're dating is Yasser Lester?
No, that's a separate Yasser Lester, comma, the girl I'm dating.
You're not dating
Comma.
a fucking girl, Andy.
What are you talking about?
You're not dating a girl.
I'm dating the same girl that Matt Getz is being prosecuted for. She turned 18. We started dating.
Of course. Of course you are. God. She really loves big-headed men.
I wish I had a big fucking square head like his. His head looks like it would fit in a box, like perfectly.
His head looks like it came from a box.
Yeah, like it looks like one of those square
Like
Japanese
his head
watermelons.
and his body were just shipped in two separate boxes. You put them together, and boom, you have yourself a fucking conservative sex doll.
I feel like we're vibing, dude.
You do?
Yeah, I feel it. I feel like it's almost novel to be back at the house.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like exciting
It's
because
like-
we haven't been recording from here. I think since this is the Patreon episode, I think it's okay to talk about this.
Okay, sure.
Yeah?
I just don't want. Well, nothing ever has gotten out of our thing.
It's a circle of trust.
Yeah, it is a circle of trust.
So here's what happened. Andy and I, as you all know, we went on the road. We came back. We both got tested, as we always do when we get back from the road. I tested negative. Andy
Tested negative.
tested negative. We went in to get our vaccines. We got our second vaccine.
Why did you check with me like you didn't know?
I just lost track of the story. So then we go in, we get our second vaccines. We go do Mohegan Sun, right? I start getting like weird side effects from the vaccine. Andy's totally fine and untouched, and it absolutely infuriated me.
Well, also, she'd been having allergy symptoms like all week. Like the second we got back to the East Coast, like sneezing all the time, stuffed runny nose, just seemed like allergies.
So I start getting this fucking sinus infection that's crazy. It like hits me like a fucking ton of bricks. I'm like, this is painful. I hate this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think there was one night when I was tossing and turning and I said to Andy, why can't you fix me? Okay?
She was crying too.
Yeah, it was to Andy, but it was mostly to God.
Yeah,
you know? But Andy just
asked
happened to
me-
be the only man in between me and God. I was like, you are blocking God's light from me.
Yes.
And who I'm really speaking to is God. And I want God to fix me, but you're actually internalizing that and thinking that I'm calling you God.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we come back from Mohegan Sun. I'm fine. Andy's fine. I go get tested for another
Production.
Get a PCR test. I mean, not a PCR, a rapid test. They call me. They're like, hey, you're positive. I was like, you're positive? I'm positive?
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
Baking soda?
So then my manager was like, you know what? Go get another test because this seems next to impossible. So I go get another test. Andy comes with me. We're both negative.
Yep.
Okay? That test happened today.
I do have diarrhea blood, though. And by that, I mean I'm just bleeding out of my anus.
But that's his IBS.
That might have something to do with what I did at the parks last night.
You put a knife up your butt again.
As a magic show?
It's not magic if it's real and you're bleeding.
Okay.
Okay. So we're both negative.
But we have to...
Andy got the PCR. I'm getting another PCR tomorrow. I got the rapid today. But I'm deeply confused.
Yeah.
I feel lost. I feel afraid.
I'm doing
I
a
feel
lot of
a little bit damp.
I'm doing a lot of I told you so's. That's kind of my main speed right now. Is
Yeah, he
just
keeps calling me patient zero.
patient zero. I tell her she kills old people. Things like that. The important thing is she doesn't have COVID, but she did lose a job, and that's
It sucks.
it sucks.
Because if you test negative even once for any kind of production,
Positive.
you're done.
Yeah.
I mean, I meant positive, yeah.
Anyways,
So,
a lot has been happening besides, at least, who is positive in a coma? DMX. DMX is in a coma, and he tested positive for COVID in a coma.
what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Sucks.
I didn't know DMX was in a coma.
Yeah. He
That's so
overdosed on
sad.
drugs and had a heart attack and then went brain dead.
That's fucking sad.
Yeah, it's really sad. It seemed like he was kind of starting to get his life back in track. Addiction affects everybody at every level.
And that is why I made us watch a health class video
Yeah.
to fall asleep last night about the dangers of alcohol.
We watched a video last night to fall asleep because we've just been kind of on a documentary kick, and I swear to God, it was like
Bottom of the barrel.
teachers hungover health class video, and it was just 4 different alcoholics. It was like the 4 different kind of alcoholics, and just their lives spiraling
It was
out of
like
control.
a 20-year-old girl. It was a 40-year-old single mom. It was.
She was a wine mom,
She was a wine mom. There was a guy.
like a 50-year-old
Guy who'd
Margaritaville
moved-
parrot head
he moved to the-
alcoholic.
Jesus, he moved to the fucking Virgin Islands to start his own business after being a radio producer. Then just an absolute degenerate under the railroad tracks.
Oh man.
Fucking booze hound.
That's what I fell asleep to last night was like
It's called Risky Drinking. It's on HBO.
a 50-year-old man literally drinking himself to death, like sitting in his bedroom. He's 50 and he needs a walker and he's guzzling Papa vodka so that he can make it to
the door.
the door.
It was probably the most depressing documentary I've ever seen, and we followed. It was literally the chaser to Tina, which is actually very uplifting. At
That
the
kind of
end.
made me really happy.
I loved Tina.
Not
the
only
Tina
was-
documentary was fucking awesome.
Tina was beautiful, but it was also I feel a little bit like a Tina because when I become a Buddhist and I leave our abusive relationship, I'll be well into my 40s, and that's when I'll make it big.
I can't wait. I can't wait for you to leave me. Truly excited. So anyway, if you haven't, check out the Tina documentary on HBO.
Don't check out Risky Business or Risky Drinking,
Yeah.
but do check out Risky Business. It's a
Risky
fun,
Business is fantastic.
great movie.
Really good movie. Solid. Tom
Cruise.
Cruise. Why did I want to say Tom Sears?
Ted Cruz. Tom Ted Cruz.
Tom Ted Cruz.
I'm your private dancer
Maybe
for
I do
money.
have COVID.
Why? Because you're stupid? Is that what you meant? Ow. See what I mean about the abuse? This is equivalent. She is the Ike Turner of our
I
relationship.
knocked you in the head with a microphone. You got a soft head.
I don't have a soft head. I have a very hard head, and I will butt heads with you.
I-
Actually, Rosebud has a fucking melon on her. I swear to God, she could probably drive a fucking nail into a wall with her forehead.
That's right. I'm a triceratops. Look out.
You're a
I will
mastodon.
headbutt you out the window.
Have you ever headbutt anybody?
You're going to have to go live with the bros next door.
Was there a
Our
a guy
neighbors.
in Europe with a scar from where you headbutt him when
Hmm?
he tried to get into your park tent?
No, nobody ever tried to get into my tent, as far as I know.
You wouldn't remember.
All right, so it's a Patreon episode. Do we have any messages that we need to read?
I would like to start with last week we had a new patron. He had an interesting name. Everybody was
They
taking a
always do.
stand at it. His name is what we read it as was Geff Stubehart. And we were like, I hope that's right. He's actually written twice because I think he must have heard it in 2 different instances. But his name is Jeff Stewart. And I want to tell you something, Jeff. Spell it Jeff Stewart. Don't give me a Geff Stewart.
Geff
European
Stewart.
culture is not important. I understand it's the Gaelic spelling of Stewart.
You can't say European culture is not important.
It is not important to hang on to your European culture. It's actually racist.
Yeah, it's actually wrong.
It's actually wrong to embrace your European culture.
If you're Swedish, stop mentioning it.
Yeah.
If you're Polish, hide that.
If you're Hungarian, make your
No one wants
make
to
your
know.
paprikash silently.
Quietly in your kitchen alone. Okay?
That's one of them. And sorry about that, Jeff. We will never call you the wrong name again.
We promise.
And we love you. We love you what
Deeply.
we love you what you do.
Truly madly.
And then
Okay.
we got another name explanation from a longtime
I guess we're
patron.
you know what?
We're
I feel
butchering
like this
names.
Is, well, it's also like you're getting a second shout out if you correct us on your name because we're going to have to. We can't just leave a mistake unchecked.
Her name is Amy Needy in the Patreon. Her full name, as she explained it, I'm not even going to
This
try
is not
it.
interesting content.
Yeah.
I just want you to know, like, doing these name explanations, it's the most boring thing. If I was listening to it in the car,
Did you bring up messages?
I would drive into the
Did you bring up messages?
river.
We have 2 messages.
Yeah,
I read
but
the
I was
messages.
like, interesting messages, Andy.
Did you say interesting? You just said messages.
I figured it was implied.
Okay.
It's a performance
This
for other people.
little game you're playing where you act like you are just the interesting party. There's no other messages.
Okay.
I've read all those other messages. I'm on top of it.
You're a scoos.
Scoos is Scott, and Scott has been a long time patron.
You're a fucking scoos.
Whatever. You're a poor excuse for a wife. Should I pillow Rosebud tonight, you guys, while we're sleeping? You know what that is, right? It's where I put a pillow over your face and murder you.
That's how I come.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, guys.
Ooh,
Gonna
maybe
be a
we
fun
should
episode.
have COVID sex.
I don't have COVID.
Pass it back and forth.
I don't have it.
69 COVID between ourselves.
You want a standing 60?
Standing 69 transmission.
All right. We'll see how, we'll just talk to the CDC afterwards and be
Yeah.
like, here are our findings.
This is how we've been running the vaccine through our system, trying to get all the variants
Here's
out.
how we've been jabbed. I hate when people say that they've been jabbed.
I do like the shirt that says, I got jabbed at Javits, though.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's cute. I like a good old-timey, slogan.
Yeah. It does feel like a slogan from the 90s, which is why it makes me yawn. By
Do
the
I
way,
look
I bought
comfortable
some.
right now?
No. I've actually. I don't know that I've seen you look comfortable.
I'm very
ever.
comfortable. You've never seen me look comfortable?
One of the first conversations that you and I had, Andy, was when you said that sometimes you have to pretend to be a human while you're talking to people, that you'll remind yourself to blink.
You are turning this upside down. What the conversation is that I always feel awkward talking to people, and sometimes I am so conscious of the fact that I'm talking normally that I'll be like, hey, good job. Like my inner monologue will be like, good job talking to people.
Follow-up question. Is that any less weird than what I mentioned before?
Well, the weirdest part is you're not mentioning that you said you 100% related to it.
I did.
So
but
why
is that any less weird?
Yes, everybody knows that it's completely normal to...
I don't know why you're so defensive right now. I'm
It's-
talking about
it's
something
perfect-
that I related to you on.
It's perfectly normal to do, what's that called? Sports announcing in your head. You cover the game.
I call it talking in book. Where I'll be like, she walked down the street, blinking the dirt out of her eyes like a normal person. You know what I mean?
Blinking why do you have dirt in your eyes
Because
in
I
this
live
book?
in New York City.
It's just dirt.
Yeah, I'm a little orphan girl.
She was walking by in the horse and carriage, and the horse kicked up dirt into her little eyes, and they got all over her gingham dress, her good dress,
Her good
Sunday
gingham.
dress. Her mother would be absolutely furious. Rosemary ran to the Chinese
Why
laundry
am I
shop.
Rosemarie? I didn't change my name in the book.
It's old. It's a long time ago.
It's an old-timey book.
Nobody was Rosemary. It's too casual.
Sometimes the book is sci-fi.
Okay.
You know, sometimes it's fantasy, sometimes it's sci-fi, sometimes it's just a biography, you know, and I'm just describing the subway to myself. You never talk in book?
Sepia tones covered the lacquered sky. Rosebud looked at her Apple iPhone 10. Transmissions were coming through. Like, comment.
Yeah, see, you're getting it.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
That's the sci-fi one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not very sciencey.
You guys should really try talking in book to yourselves. It's really fun. It's a good way to pass the time. It is psychotic, but if you're listening to this, you probably are comfortable with that.
I talk a lot like I have this thing I've done a long time, which is Jack Kerouac. I can talk in Jack Kerouac.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Give it to me. Describe me in Jack Kerouac language.
My sweet red rosy Rosemary walked 5 flights every day, and we made love sweaty underneath the New York skies. Smoke, soot, the smell of a hot dog vendor, a Puerto Rican couple fighting next door. Surely the empire was crumbling, but we could find solace in our pink,
Underwear.
exhausted flesh bumping up against each other. We made love until we were exhausted. We watched Netflix documentaries and vaped. It was beautiful. Is that all right?
I mean,
Come on.
I honestly, I'm speechless.
Really?
That was the most beautiful fucking goddamn thing I've ever heard in my life.
Thank you. I probably shouldn't be a comic. I should just be an author.
You should. You did say exhausted twice in the
I
same sentence.
know.
Where
I
was like,
I lost it. It's the COVID in my brain.
you don't have COVID.
I have COVID on my mind.
You're in a weird place tonight. You know that?
Yeah.
I'm kind of loving it.
You threw me for a loop.
How so?
You kicked me out of the house with a hula hoop.
I did?
I don't know what I'm talking about. Come on, yes and me. Let's do this.
Okay, sorry.
All right, pop quiz.
Okay.
Where would you go if you had a spaceship?
My mom's house.
In a spaceship?
Yeah.
All right.
I'd be like, hey, Mom, look at the spaceship.
Would you land in the field?
No, I'd land right in the middle of her living room.
You'd ruin her house?
Yeah, I'd be like, but look at this spaceship.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, what's cooler, a spaceship or a really nice submarine?
Sub.
Yeah, you are a sub. Okay,
Deep down, I am.
all right, you're on a submarine. The food is going to be fake, right? They're going to make it out of just like a machine.
Right.
But it doesn't matter what kind of vehicle you're in. What's the best food that's going to be made in space?
Wait, I thought I was in a submarine.
I changed it.
No, give me the real.
Give me the real.
Give me the real question.
Okay, what's going to be the best kind of food in space?
The best kind of food in space. It's all the same food. It's all powder.
Yeah, but they're going to make it into different things. It's actually going to be 3D printed. It's not actually powder.
I guess eggs.
Eggs. That's probably a good call.
Because powdered eggs are like, I've had them enough where I don't like throw up or shit myself
I
immediately.
fucking love powdered eggs. At summer camp, we used to have powdered eggs. Just a huge scoop.
They always remind me of like a Best Western free breakfast.
What's your favorite, like, shitty go-to food? Like, obviously, I mean,
Pizza.
No, but, like,
Mozzarella sticks.
there's got to be something worse
Cheese.
than that.
String cheese.
Yeah. You never eat macaroni and cheese. That's kind of weird.
I'm not into macaroni and cheese.
Those are, like, your 2 favorite things.
Macaroni and cheese always feels like just pasta. Like, it's too heavy. For some reason, I don't know why pizza doesn't seem as heavy to me.
You know what's weird is that's why I don't eat sandwiches.
No, it doesn't make any sense at
'Cause
all based
bread-
off what I just said.
It's too heavy. I think bread is too heavy.
Well, and
it's a
sandwiches,
waste of
they're
food.
always giving you too much bread.
Yeah.
They're giving you so much bread that you don't even taste what's in between the bread slices anymore.
Yeah, like I don't really ever order sandwiches because I'm like, why would I waste this much space in my stomach for bread?
Right.
Like I would just want bread if I'm going to eat this much bread.
You know what I fucking love is like a couple slices of cheese, some olives.
Uh-huh.
That's it. Just like maybe a cracker or two, and some salami.
What about like a pickle? Cornish?
Like a little Cornish pickle.
Yeah.
Is a Cornish pickle a thing, or is it?
It's called a Cornishin.
Well, I'm never gonna say that because it's ridiculous.
It's French.
I won't fucking
And
say
it's
it.
not important because
Keep it out of your mouth and out of this house.
All right.
Yeah, but I love those. I love those things. But I like olives more than those little tiny pickles.
Is any part of you at all?
Ready to die?
No.
Okay.
Like, is any part of you at all like this is going to be the horniest summer of all time, and you feel a little left out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You too?
I'm looking at my friends who are single. They're all super depressing because they're just like, living in permanent adolescence. And, it's like, it's cool to have sex with somebody new, but then they still go home to an empty apartment and probably roommates, really, if we're being honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think there's going to be like kind of party in the streets vibe this summer.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there's going to be a lot of like,
it's not party in the streets. It's like we're coming in the streets.
I heard that they have an AIDS vaccine too. I'm not lying. That's also something that I heard.
I think they do.
This summer they're going to have an AIDS vaccine and a COVID vaccine.
And let me tell you something. They're going to need it.
Yeah.
They're going to need it. But I feel like the AIDS vaccine was something that they've had for a little.
Well, they've had like all the PrEP and those kind of drugs for a while.
Right. Anyway.
So
what makes you say that? What makes you?
Because that's like everybody's joke on stage at the summer.
Smells so horny outside.
Well, that's just what everybody's talking about. Like everybody, Syph, Nico, Will. I watched all of them make the same joke about like how horny everybody's going to be this summer.
Yeah.
And Norman too, just talking about how people are going to be like fucking in the streets.
Yeah.
And I think it's true. Maybe we should fuck in the streets.
You and me?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see us do that.
Nobody wants to see anybody fuck in the streets. Well, 20-year-olds. But like we do want to see, two TikTokers make it on a car.
TikTok feels too young for us. I don't think we can make that
24.
Joke. I think that's a little young.
Creepy?
Yeah.
28.
25. 25 is a good.
24 was too young, but 25 is okay?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There's
All
a
right.
big difference between 24 and 25.
Yeah.
Okay? 24, you're still like, your brain's not fully formed. 26, your brain is fully formed. We can go 26 and up.
26 and up.
Yeah.
All right. And we want to watch him make it.
So that's what we're going to do. This summer, we're going to be hunting. We're going to be looking through the streets, trying to find people fucking each other.
I want to see somebody go
on the
down
sidewalk.
on somebody on a car hood.
Yeah. I do too.
I want to see it like, like we're having drinks on a patio and it's happening on the other side of the sidewalk.
I'd like to see it on a fire hydrant. I don't even know how the mechanics of that would work.
Maybe you could put your tailbone on that sharp point and kind of balance.
I think you'd have to put it right
Actually,
there.
you know what?
You'd have to put it right on your butthole.
You could stand on the on the little screws, like you were like riding on a bike wheel, and
almost
then the guy,
like a Segway.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the guy could get down there.
True.
I've always said
You'd have to have a huge thigh gap, though.
I've always said that it's a bummer that guys can't go down on women with such ease as girls can go down on guys.
You think it's easy?
Well, no, but like
I feel like a fucking cobra down there.
But what I'm saying is
I got
like
no neck muscles.
here's the thing, is like you could go up to a celebrity or athlete that you really admire, and you could go, "Hey, I love what you do out there. Can I blow you?" And he would go, "That sounds great." But I can't go up to a female celebrity and be like, "Look, I really love what you do. You're an artist and I admire your work and I would love to go down on you."
Yeah.
Like they would have to be wearing a skirt and it would have to be kind of like an old-timey camera situation. Like right.
Also, they'd have to say yes.
Yeah.
There's that.
Don't
I
want
think
to
that
Harvey.
would probably be your number one.
Yes is the
obstacle.
first part of it.
Yeah. Which is, I think, the biggest problem for you.
You fuck me.
I know.
You fucked me on the first night. I'm not that gross.
I didn't fuck you on the first night,
The
Andy.
first
The first night 8 months later. Okay? You're giving a broad
we became
definition
friends.
to first night.
Okay, we became friends
The first time you tried to fuck me, I was not interested, and it took 8 months before I said
try
yes.
to fuck you. I just kind of threw out some feelers. Do you want to keep on being in a car with me? I shouldn't have said it like that. I should have offered you a ride home.
Do you want to keep on being in a car with me?
That's what I say at the end of all my
Do you
dates.
want to keep on being in a car with me?
I turn to the girl as I'm just about to drop her off at her house, and I go, "Would you like to keep on being in a car with me?" I'm not on the spectrum at all. Oh, no, I made that joke. That girl's going to get mad at me again.
I fucking love that. If you had said that to me on the first date, I probably would have been like, sure. I would have been like, I like how direct you are. Yes, I'll keep on being in a car with you.
I'm going to get my hair fixed.
We're going to zap it.
We're going to zap my hair. And then we're going to go
We're gonna
to...
be zapping
Follicles.
the follicles.
Last night, Sam J sang that to me. It was pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
She also did that. She she coaxed him up. She was talking about giving my hair confidence, which would then give me confidence. And then I quote from Jack, I'd be able to fuck the dog shit out of you.
Yeah. Jack said,
Jack Knight.
don't walk around acting all brand new after Andy gets his hair back, because you're gonna be walking around with no neck muscles.
Because he's going to fuck the
Because
dog
he's
shit
gonna fuck the dog shit out of you.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jack, you're 14.
Yeah.
Go home. Anyways, yeah, I have nothing else to say.
Well,
today.
we got to talk for a couple more minutes, so
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
you have to.
I'm sick of talking to you.
Okay.
You're
Well,
the only person I talk to.
That's not true. You're
I'm
on the
over
phone
it.
all the time. We don't even spend that much time together.
We spend all our time together.
Oh, God.
Can we say one thing?
Yeah.
Or can I ask you one thing?
Mm-hmm.
Why the sudden interest in how horny did a part of you feel left out when you were hearing Syph and Will and Nico all make this same joke, which clearly is pretty original?
Well, no, I don't want to be single, but
Does that not just sound like a man who's trapped in
no.
a question?
What I'm trying to say is, like, it'd be like if you got married the summer before the summer of love. You know, you'd a little part of you. You're going to have stories from your friends this summer. Your single friends are going to come and they're going to tell you stories, and they're going to be like, girl, sis, girl, let me tell you, last night this man ate my butt on the M train. And you're going to be like, oh, I wish I could have got my butt eaten.
You know what I'll say? I'll say, well, the M train now stands for meningitis.
Oh.
That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Well, I just was asking because, I know you're having an affair, so I was just wondering if...
Well, I appreciate you asking. I appreciate you taking my affair, which I just learned about, into consideration. Concern?
Do you think anybody's ever had an affair and then acted like they were sleepwalking? Like,
what do you mean? Like,
their
if I
wife
walked
caught
into your
them-
house, if I walked into the house and you were fucking somebody else, and I was like, Andy, and you
then
were
I was like,
like
whoa. Ah. Oh my God, where am I?
Yeah.
I was just taking a nap.
You start, when you like fake sleep talk. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Where you fake sleep talk?
Yeah.
What do you say when you fake sleep talk?
Like,
The shoes are in the barn. You just start saying like,
try to make me run. And I'm just, I'm
like, Andy, did you cheat on me?
what? Where am
Andy.
Oh my
Andy,
God.
You were just fucking a woman in our bed.
What time is it?
Andy, it's divorce o'clock. Okay?
Divorce.
It's divorce o'clock.
All
It's
right.
call your lawyer o'clock.
My entertainment lawyer.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys want to do a pro bono case?
I literally have no idea what a lawyer is for. It's so funny how many times I've tried to call my entertainment lawyer, like asking about marriage stuff or like.
Oh, yeah. How
like-
much did they want for a prenup?
No,
Like
he was like, he
15K?
sent me to somebody else. He was like, yeah, that's not my job. And I was like, oh, sorry.
And it was, I mean,
I was like, you call yourself a fucking lawyer.
so lucky for me that she was just too lazy to get a prenup designed.
It's so funny that he was, because he was like, yeah, you can do it. You can get a prenup. But just so you know, like you have to get one and your husband has to get one and you both have to do all the paperwork for that. And I was like, well, I'm not. I'm not
we
doing
just
paperwork.
will never get divorced. So, okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
I would actually rather lose all of my things and money than do paperwork before my wedding. So wish me luck.
And here we are. Here we are. Happy as clams.
Happy as little clams in the sea.
Yeah.
Gross.
All right.
You posted today that a picture of yourself, and you said you were thinking about how much you love your wife. Then you said
My account got hacked.
your account got hacked.
Yep.
It's not true, Andy.
Chinese teens.
Chinese teens.
They took over my account because I don't know if you know this. We got a huge following in the Guangdong province, and they thought it would be funny if I was like thinking
You're
about
gonna
how much.
pin this on the Chinese right now?
No,
In this day and
this is
age?
not an AAPI thing.
Are you sure? Because
Positive.
it feels like you are blaming something on Chinese teens that they
Could
did
you
not
stop
do.
using the CH word so viciously? It is a beautiful culture.
It's not a CH word. It's a C word.
No, the C word's something very different.
Cunt?
Yeah.
You're like cooking.
All right. Before we walk ourselves down an alt-right tunnel,
Mm-hmm.
I love you, and I am not mad at you for
Why
getting
did
the
you
family.
say that your account got hacked instead of just standing firmly in your love for your wife? Why did you back down?
Because people were roasting me.
What did they say?
They said simping for your wife.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of barf faces. Your sister sent me a boo.
She just said boo?
Yeah, one woman did post like a heart's face or whatever that one is. One sober poet I know. But
What?
other than that, yeah.
Why? Which of my sisters wrote boo?
Who do you think?
Mary Stewart.
Of course.
That cunt.
Haterade.
I swear to God, she is heterophobic. She's heterophobic. That's what she is. Stop, Andy.
With hair? Without.
Andy's taking his head and putting it in and out of the frame in case you guys aren't watching. Anyway, do you have anything else you need to say?
I'll be in D.C. May 22nd.
Well, you sound psyched.
And I'll be in Chicago July 30th.
That's it?
I don't think that racism or police brutality or anti-Asian hate crimes are good.
Bravo. Good for you. I'm glad you said that.
Do you have
I think
anything to
people
say?
were pretty confused about where you stood.
Do you have anything to say?
No, I have nothing to say.
Nothing?
I don't
you
have
don't
anything
want to
coming up.
apologize
About what?
for giving the family COVID?
I didn't give you COVID. You're negative. I'm negative.
We love you guys. Wash your
Fucking
hands.
hate this pandemic. I can't wait for why. Who gets a fucking positive test? Even if this was a false positive, who gets a fucking false positive test after their second vaccine?
Somebody really irresponsible.
Shut up, Andy.
Yep.
So upset.
Bye, guys.
I love you guys. Bye.
No.